Hello and welcome, learners wherever you are. This is Mr. Francis with Music Today. Today's lesson actually is to do with chromatic scale. As you remember, last time we just discussed about diatonic scales, which actually was quite clear. And now today we're moving forward with chromatic scales. Good. A chromatic scale is formed from a diatonic scale. Once you you understand and you know about diatonic scales, you never have problems to do with chromatic scales, because chromatic scale is formed from a diatonic scale. To form a chromatic scale, we put all the diatonic scale notes around a circle, which we call the musical alphabet circle, the same circle that we discussed. What we do, we just take the diatonic scales notes, put them around, or in short, the musical alphabet circle, whereby we have all the notes that make the musical alphabet, put them around a circle. Now, there is something else that is now that is added, or some things that are added to the notes to come up with chromatic scales, and that thing that we add up to those notes is what we call a sharp note. A sharp note should be added to all the notes of the diatonic scale except for B and E. All notes should have that one, should have sharps, except for B and E. What I'm trying to say is, like here, A sharp, B, but remember, B should never have a sharp. That's why there's no B sharp here. And in fact, in music, there's no B sharp because B doesn't have a sharp. So if B doesn't have a sharp, let's go straight to C. C, then C sharp. D, D sharp. E, remember E should never have a sharp. We'll move on to F. F, F sharp. G, G sharp, and A. Remember I told you before that in scales, the note that you start with, like here, should also be the same that you should finish with here. That's why we also put this A here at the top, at the very end of our chromatic scale. So that's that. Okay, simply put, we just have to add sharps to all diatonic scales except for B and E. All right, let's move on. Here we are now. What we've so far done here is to put the chromatic scale notes on a circle. A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, and A. As you can see here, B and E doesn't have sharps. Why? That's a rule that we said. All the notes should have sharps except for B and E. So that's how it is like. Now here, we want to form an E chromatic scale. So let's go back. E chromatic scale, which means we need to start from E. Here we are. And remember, we go clockwise. So here's E, then F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, and E. Remember, these notes that you find as you are going around the circle, you need to be writing them on a paper. And these are the same notes that are included in the chromatic scale that you've been asked to do. All right, here we are. We've got E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. Starting from E up to E, around that circle makes you to create what we call an E chromatic scale. All right? Starting from E, going clockwise around that circle here, going around this circle makes you create an E chromatic scale. Let's create a C chromatic scale. We are on C here, clockwise, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, and C. If you start from C, go clockwise around this circle and stop on the same note you started with, which is C. It means you have created what we call a C chromatic scale, as you can see here. C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, and C, like that. Now, if we are to count the notes, let's take E chromatic scale. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, let's count this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So each of the chromatic scales has 13 notes. What I'm trying to say is any chromatic scale has 13 notes. This is one difference among differences that are there between a diatonic scale and a chromatic scale. A diatonic scale has got 8 notes, whereas for a chromatic scale, it has 13 notes. Good. Now it's high time that you need to do an exercise. So I'm asking you to create the following chromatic scales: B chromatic scale, D chromatic scale, F chromatic scale, and G chromatic scale. Remember to use the circle. Take, for example, an A chromatic scale, or all the notes that make up chromatic scale. A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, and then you go to A. These ones, put them around a circle and use that circle to create these chromatic scale. Thanks a lot. I'm encouraging you to keep on watching the video until you understand everything which is in this video. Thank you so much for watching once again. See you in the next lesson. Bye for now.